What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is for you guys out there who decided that you want to create mobile games or apps, but you're not sure if you should learn how to code or if you should just go out and hire someone to do it for you. So in this video, I'm also going to talk about how I got started and which route I took to get my game studio started. So let's first talk about the pros and the cons of learning to code versus hiring an agency or freelancers to create your app or game for you. So the thing is, if you're deciding which route to go, I would say that depends. It depends. Are you looking to create a long-term sustainable business? Or do you simply just want to build games for fun as a hobby, maybe get some clients, things like that? So those are things you got to take into consideration. So if your goal is just to create games as a hobby, something to show your friends, I would say learning to code is a great way. Great way to get started, because it's a really good skill to have that you can use further down the line. Maybe you could get a job at a company where those skills are required. So there's no real loss to you if you decide to go down that route. But if you are looking to actually create a business, or if you think your app is going to revolutionize the world and you really want to get it out there, I would say rather go and look for freelancers or agencies to create it for you. So let's look at the pros and the cons of learning how to code versus hiring someone to do it for you. First of all, if you learn to code yourself, of course you're going to save a lot of money in the short term, because through my experiences, it's not really cheap to get an agency to give you a really good quality product. So learning to code, you're going to save some money. However, it's going to take you a good couple of years to be proficient enough where you can actually produce something of any value, if I can say that. So just bear in mind that for a couple of years, you're just going to be learning the basics, and yeah, it's going to take up most of your time learning the skill. And some people just don't have a knack for it. Me personally, I tried it. I just couldn't get my head around it. And after a lot of beating my head on the wall, I just went ahead and found an agency to do it for me. I actually started on Fiverr for my first couple games, because at that point I literally knew nothing. And I did find some decent developers on there. However, as I progressed and I learned more about game design, I went on to hire people with a little bit more experience who could create better quality products. So what are the pros for hiring an agency or freelancer to do it for you? Well, the obvious one is that it's going to save you some time, and also the experience. Some people have been learning to code for many years, especially agencies. They've brought together a group of people who are very proficient in what they do, and this can fast track your progress for your app or your game. So you're not only saving time, you're also getting valuable experience, and also a little bit of mentorship also that they can share with you, best practices and things like that. So if you select the right team or agency, it'll give your app a fighting chance on the much crowded app store, and hopefully separate you from the other apps that are on there. So if you're looking to grow your studio, your app business, then regardless, you're going to want to hire people in the long run anyway. It's like, even if you are good at coding, then it doesn't make sense when you could delegate that to someone else and you can focus on, let's say, marketing or growing the business. Ultimately, creating the app or the game is a small part of the business. So you want to remove yourself from, let's say, the trenches, and you want to put your mind to use to be able to grow the business further. Because it is such a small part of the business, creating the app or the game is the easy part. And the reason that most indies fail is because they don't have the other parts nailed down, like user acquisition. There's so many different marketing channels you can go through. analytics, things like that. So these are all things that you want to think about when deciding if you want to learn how to code or if you want to find someone to do it for you. So for me, I just found people to create the games for me, and this allowed me to use my brain on marketing and things to grow the business, which I'm way better at than programming. It's just that some people's minds don't work in that way. Some people are more creative, other people are more technical. For me, I'm more of a creative person, and personally I like to do the marketing work of the business, so that really paved the way for me to go in that direction, where I outsource all the tasks. And when you are growing your studio, you're gonna have to, in the long term, if you want to have sustained growth, you're gonna need to bring on different team members. Some people for UI, some people for art, some programmers, some technical artists. So these are all things that you have to learn. These are tasks that you have to learn to delegate to other people and trust them to do and perform their job as diligently as possible. And you're basically like the puppet master. I mean, it's quite a bad term, but you are basically like the manager who gets everyone to work synergistically with each other, and that kind of determines what success you'll have in your app or game studio. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you with your decision down the road, whether you decide to learn to code or you decide to hire an agency. Both ways can be done. It's just up to the person and what their end goals are. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next one, and please subscribe if you like this type of content, and see you on the next one. Peace.